Hello traders, Douglas here. Today we're going to talk about market synergy and how it can help you in your trading. Now today we were trading the treasuries, we were trading the bonds, and market synergy is absolutely perfect for these markets. In fact, it would be very difficult to trade these markets without some sort of synergy, without looking at multiple markets at once. It's just not enough information to only look at ZN, for example, when so much of what's going on in ZN is also tied into ZF, ZB, so on and so forth. So ZN is the biggest market. It's got the most volume. So that one is right here at the top right. And then below that's UB, which is the thinnest market. I like to see that one because that's the one that moves the most. It's the most volatile. It's the most volatile because it's the thinnest market. Then you got ZB over here. And then you got TLT, which is the ETF. All right. So I took a screenshot of what I considered kind of the trade of the day. And I've got some notes up here. We'll cover those real quick. So note number one, Tlt Absorption and Sweeps. So Bookmap has an absorption indicator and they've got a brand new sweep indicator. Now the sweep indicator is detecting, if price kind of pounds through a few different price levels, that's considered a sweep. If it just sweeps through those price levels without much effort, there's a certain time frame that this has to happen in, and there's different settings and whatnot. It's a new indicator. I just started using it, but that are these dots here. You can see these colored dots, and then the squares are the absorption indicator, which I've used quite a bit. So if price is pounding a certain level and the market, the aggressive orders can't break through because they're being absorbed by the limit orders. That's the absorption indicator, all right? They work kind of the same. They kind of work in unison, the absorption and the sweeps indicator. And you'll see kind of both of them fire off here when we get to it. So the first thing that happens, TLT absorption and sweeps. This is at the open. This is at like 8:30. And I've got this circled in green. Okay, so you got these squares were absorption, you got these dots were sweeps, so there was significant activity here, right? There was some sort of battle that went on, some sort of major win, major loss, that kind of thing with the sweeps going on. You've got the absorptions there, so somebody's battling, trying to hold position or force position. That depends on how you look at these things. So that's at just about the open. And then over here, the exact same thing. And I've got this circled in green, 3,500 buy ice on ZN. So at the same time that you have on the ETF, you've got this major activity going on. Well, you've got a hidden order over here on the ZN. So these sellers, these aggressive sellers, the market sellers pound down into the limit buyers, and they don't know that there are 3,500 hidden orders there, so they sell right into them, and that's kind of like hitting a brick wall. Now they can beat that brick wall, if there's enough of them, they can pound through it and keep on going, but a lot of times it stops them dead in their tracks, and that's what happens here. Note number three, 510 additional buy ice on ZN. So ZN has a quick bounce up, quick for treasuries. All right, treasuries move slow, so take quick with a grain of salt. It's probably a 30-minute time frame here. No, it's not 30 minutes. It's more like 15. So it shoots up here, then comes back, retests that exact level where 3,500 hidden buy orders were, and they back it up with 510 additional buy orders. Okay, and there's actually this little blue line going out here. It means there was even more here. They just didn't get triggered off, and they kind of float around, and then eventually they move their orders up to catch price up here, and 2,000 more fire off up here. But down here we didn't know that was going on. We just knew 500 more hidden orders there supported that exact same price level. So major activity TLT, major activity on the ZN, major activity backing up the ZN. And then down here, you've got this kind of baby activity on ZB, 31 hidden orders buy ice. Normally, that's not something that I would pay any attention to, but the fact that it happened at the exact same time, so all these are working in unison. Nothing on the UB, but that's kind of common. UB is sort of its own little animal over here. Sometimes you'll see big activity there, sometimes you won't. But this is what I mean by market synergy. So if you are hoping for some sort of signal, some sort of idea of where direction might head. What better indicator could you have than saying, okay, the ETF, there was a battle, ZN, there was a battle, and ZB, there was a battle, and every one of these things looks like it's supporting price, so I think price is going to move up. And this is a big move on ZN. I mean, that's a lot of ticks. I mean, sometimes ZN just grinds out 1 tick, 2 ticks, and you're like 3 ticks. Whoa, but this really moved, and that's because there was 3,500 hidden orders. So it's a lot of activity, got backed up, and there was even more. There's 2,000 more hidden orders just wanting to go. So it's kind of like what I say about treasuries. Treasuries can be difficult if you don't have any experience in them. There's certain days where it's just, you don't know what's going on, that it is very difficult. But then treasuries also, on the flip side of being difficult and being sort of a different animal than people are really used to, they're more used to like NQ, ES, RTY, those kind of things. It also has moments like this where I say it just wants to hand you money, and of course it's not exactly right? This could have broken down and you could have lost the trade, but you also would have known you could have got out in 1 to 2 ticks past this price point that it wasn't going to hold, because it's the way treasuries are. They don't, especially ZN's not very volatile. So if that's moving a couple ticks against you, you've pretty much decided that you're on the wrong direction. So that's the benefit of treasuries. It scares a lot of people, or it's just too slow and too boring. But at the end of the day, and this is kind of a hard concept of people to grasp, is you're not really here to trade. You're here to make money, right? Look at it more as investing than as trading. Wait for these kind of golden spots where it's just saying, buy, do it, buy. And then buy. All right, that's it for today. I'm out.